It was a quiet corner of the Old Town Cemetery, a place usually reserved for solemn farewells. But for old Arthur, it was a daily pilgrimage. For 3 long years, come rain or shine, through scorching summers and biting winters, he was there. His footsteps, slow and deliberate, always led him to the same small mound of earth beneath the sprawling oak tree. This wasn't a human grave. It was the final resting place of his best friend, a scruffy terrier mix named Charlie. Charlie had been more than just a dog. He was Arthur's shadow, his confidant, his last connection to a past now filled with ghosts. After his wife passed, Charlie was all he had left. They navigated their quiet lives together, a bond forged in silent understanding. But then, 3 years ago, Charlie had succumbed to old age, leaving Arthur truly alone. Each visit to the grave was a desperate attempt to feel that connection again, to whisper words of love, to remember the warmth of a furry head resting on his knee. He'd bring Charlie's favorite worn tennis ball, or just sit for hours, lost in memory, a solitary figure consumed by grief. People in town often saw him, a familiar, heartbreaking sight. They offered condolences, but Arthur just nodded, his eyes always distant, always on that grave. Some said it wasn't healthy, that he needed to move on. But how do you move on from a piece of your soul? Then, one crisp autumn morning, the air carrying the scent of fallen leaves, Arthur made his usual way to Charlie's grave. He carried a fresh bunch of wildflowers, their petals still damp with dew. As he approached the oak tree, he stopped dead in his tracks. His eyes, usually clouded with sorrow, widened in disbelief. There, curled up on Charlie's grave, was a dog. It was small, scruffy, and sandy-colored, just like Charlie. But that wasn't possible. This dog was alive. It was breathing. It looked up at Arthur with eyes that seemed impossibly familiar, then gave a soft, tentative whimper. Arthur's hand flew to his mouth, a gasp catching in his throat. It felt like his heart had stopped. He dropped the flowers. This wasn't just a dog. The way it tilted its head, the way its ears twitched, it was uncanny. Overwhelmed, Arthur sank to his knees, tears streaming down his face, blurring his vision. He reached out a trembling hand, slowly, carefully. The dog didn't flinch. It inched closer, sniffing his hand, then gently licked his fingers. A wave of emotion, raw and impossible, washed over him. It felt like a miracle. He scooped up the small dog, holding it tightly, burying his face in its fur, sobbing. For the first time in years, the crushing weight of loneliness began to lift. This wasn't Charlie, he knew that. But it was a sign, a message, a second chance. Arthur took the dog home that day. He named him Hope. Hope never left his side. And though the pain of loss still lingered, the quiet corner of the cemetery no longer felt quite so lonely. Because sometimes when you've given everything you have, the universe finds an impossible way to give it back. Love, true love, never really leaves us. Sometimes it just takes on a different form.